Do you truly have gratitude for the life that you're living? Like, do you truly have gratitude for the life that you've created to the point where it brings tears to your eyes? Just this morning, I was at the gym. I was crushing a workout. It was like 5 a.m. and I was scrolling through a couple of the pictures I took last night at Scarlett and Preston's Christmas recital. They were there singing Christmas carols in front of the whole classroom. It was beautiful. And man, I just was overwhelmed with so much love and gratitude. And I'm sitting there on the leg extension and I just start crying. And it's like 5:30 in the morning, and just their faces, man, and their beautiful faces and the love that I have for them, it just sparked that passion, that emotion inside of me. And I'm just crying in that moment. And I remember just thinking, God, I'm so thankful for this life. Like, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for giving me the strength to persevere through all my life struggles to get to this point. And here's the thing, if you don't feel that way about your life, if you're not immensely grateful and in love with the life that you've created or the life that you're living, it's because you've held back. You've held back from acknowledging that truth within about who you want to be and what you want to create, what you want to change, and you've procrastinated. You've sabotaged yourself. You've made excuses. You haven't taken action. Therefore, you don't have a life that you love, a life that you're proud of, a life that you created by design. Most people settle for less. They settle in their job, their marriage or relationships, their daily activities. Like, they limit themselves and what they can accomplish just by the way they're thinking. You know, and I'm so grateful for the struggles and the challenges and the tests that I've endured to get to this point in my life, because it truly allows me to love and appreciate every moment, every person, every conversation that much more. To the point that I could be sitting in the gym, working out, and just start crying tears of joy thinking about my children. Like, that's how it should be for all of you guys. If you don't have that emotion inside of you, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. And if you don't have that love inside of you, you're being punished. You're not allowed to experience those high-level emotions because you haven't overcome the tests and challenges in your path. Now, I was talking to an individual this morning in the gym, expressing to him what I was feeling, telling him about that journey, talking to him about those hardships that I overcame. You know, and we were talking about how it is very difficult to persevere, to become successful. It's very difficult, right, for a lot of people to overcome themselves, to realize that they're being tested every step of the way, and to look at these challenges as tests and opportunities to level up versus things that are going to stop them and hold them back. And we were talking specifically about my truck. He saw my Ford Raptor. He's like, dude, that truck's sick. Like, dude, like, you earned that. Like, that was all the right choices and decisions to get to this point in your business, your family, your truck. And then I started telling him about a story. When I first got out of prison, I was broke. I had nothing. I was making $1,700 a month as a personal trainer. And I took that position with that other coach because I knew that represented an opportunity for me. I knew I could learn about the industry, work with clients, build a positive reputation, and start building momentum. I didn't care about the small amount of money. I knew that was a stepping stone. Most people would have never taken that opportunity. They would have looked at it as a negative thing. Like, oh, why am I going to sign up with this guy, make $1,700 a month? You know, I could go work for so-and-so and dig ditches and make more than that. Like, that lame type of mentality, right? I mean, I had the opportunity to make 5, 6, 7 grand right out of prison working for my uncle, but I wouldn't have been doing what I loved, and I would have been limited, right? I couldn't have grown to the extent that I've grown now, personally and professionally. I wouldn't have been purpose-driven. I would have been doing something that represented me settling just for that money, right? And giving up on my dreams, giving up on my vision. And I wouldn't do that. I refused. So I was taking that $1,700 a month. My rent was $700. I was renting a room. I had a car payment that was like $300. And after a couple more expenses, like, I was literally dead broke every month. And I had this old beat up BMW, and the radiator was busted on it. So every time I would pull up to a stoplight or a stop sign, all the water and all the coolant, right, the fluid would just dump out all over the street. And I literally drove around with 2-gallon jugs of water in the passenger seat just in case this happened, because it would happen randomly. And I'd have to pull into a gas station or pull over on the side of the road, pop open the radiator, steam would be shooting out, I'd be on the side of the road, people are staring at me. I'm in this old beat up car and I'm filling it up with water, right? Or coolant, whatever I had. And I look back on those memories and I look at the life that I've been able to create now, and it brings me nothing but joy, because I knew back then where I was going in my life. I had the vision and I would not be deterred. I would not let people talk me out of it. I would never listen or side with my own fears and doubts. And a lot of you you're siding with your fear and doubt. Through your decision making, through that self-talk, through the way that you analyze things, then procrastinate, you hold back. You're literally saying, I am going to choose to stay on this side with my fear and doubt versus this side with my potential, with my truth. You have to recognize that this process is not easy. These decisions that you make have massive ramifications for the life that you're going to be living in 5 or 10 years. Your decisions now manifest that life. Your actions today manifest your future outcomes. You have to recognize this. Had I not chose to stay on my path and eventually leave that gym, start my own personal training business, fitness training, nutrition training, in-person training, I would have never been able to level up through that test. And I did. Then I was making 8, 9K a month in-person training clients, hustling, going to all these different gyms. I got a new car. I got a new BMW. That's when I met Jessica and I started building a relationship with her. And that's when COVID shut all the gyms down and I transitioned online. And, since then I've been able to take off in my business, doing personal development, mindset, all the stuff that I do online on my online platform, right? Online coaching, worldwide, no limits. I could reach millions and millions of people. There's more people in the world that need the service I provide than I can even help now. I wouldn't have got to this point with this abundance of opportunities right here at my fingertips, right here at this phone, right here on the other side of social media, like these conversations, these people that are suffering, these people that need help with this message, with this content. Like I wouldn't have been able to get to this point had I not mastered each level that was in front of me. And this is what you guys have to recognize. Just because right now your first level might be to get to 10K, right? Or to leave that 9 to 5 and start your entrepreneur journey, right? Or to finally get a car that actually drives you around like I did. Maybe it's to get your first apartment, to leave mom and dad's home. You're a younger person, right? Whatever that test in front of you is, look at that as the biggest test in your life. It doesn't matter if it's getting to 100K a month or 5K a month. That's the test in front of you that you have to master. And the person that you are right now, you're going to have to evolve to level up, right? So each new level requires you to grow as a person. Each new level requires you to become more disciplined in your mindset, right? More resourceful, develop more skills, evolve as a person. That's why each level is so important to master. You're never going to get from here to here overnight. That wouldn't make sense. What about all this room of growth, all these learning lessons, all these level ups? So what I'm telling you is the level that you're at right now is the most important one in your life. Who you are right now and the challenges you're overcoming, make those future outcomes possible. Make those results more attainable. You have to look at who you are right now and the tests in front of you and the challenges and the skills you need to develop as the most important and valuable part of your life and get excited about it. It's a different mindset. You see, when I came home from prison, I wasn't thinking, oh man, I can't do this. Oh man, I'm driving this piece of shit car. Oh man, I'm a personal trainer. Like I never talked about or thought about what I was doing through a negative lens. It was always positive and optimistic about where I was going and what I was doing. Like, yeah, man, I'm coaching people in person. I'm getting them results. Like I'm starting to build a positive reputation for myself. I'm building these relationships. I love this, I always knew where I was going, but I was always present in place where I was at, and I was giving my best effort, my maximum effort every day where I was at in that moment. And that's the thing that a lot of you aren't doing. You want these big goals. You want to change your life, but you're not all in learning the lessons and maximizing your effort every day right now where you're at. And that's the mistake that you're making. And so you go to sleep at night feeling doubt, feeling insecure, questioning, man, is this possible? Am I just like lying to myself? Am I delusional? You only feel that way when you're not all in and giving your best effort and maxing out every day. But if you redline every day, you do all the work required, you get up earlier, you work harder, you work longer, you pour your heart and soul into whatever you're doing, I promise you're going to start to go to sleep and going, damn, I'm doing it. I'm doing it, man. I'm making these changes. I feel myself growing. I'm progressing. Like, look at what's happening. And you'll start to believe in that vision. You'll start to believe in yourself. And then you'll start to recognize that each stage that you're at requires that same intensity, that same obsession, that same focus. And you'll start to forget about that end result. You'll start to forget about those big dreams and goals you had, and they're just going to start to materialize. And then one day you'll be sitting in the gym like I was this morning, and you'll look around and you'll see the life that you've created. You're looking through your phone at pictures, you get a phone call, you get a text message. And you're like, God damn, look at my life, man. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful I didn't quit. I'm so grateful that I just showed up every day. I'm so grateful that I had faith and belief in this path. I'm so grateful that I worked so hard to create this life. For my beautiful family, my wife, my kids, the clients I serve, this message, this purpose I live. I want that for you guys. It's within reach. It starts here, it's here, and then it's manifested through your daily actions. And then you see it represented externally. And I want you guys to have that moment in your life where you realize, I did it. I did it. I want that for you. Let's go.